Dear Mr. Edison, on behalf of Talks team, I extend my greeting and warm welcome to our platform. We are truly honored to have you join us as a speaker and share your knowledge to our community. Your remarkable achievement in documenting the history of Bwisha Chiefdom has inspired many people in the world. We believe that your presence at Talks will be an opportunity to our audience to gain more insight and learn from your vast experience. Talks has always been a committed platform where visionary people like you connect with the audience and share knowledge, inspiration, and motivation. I must say that your talk will undoubtedly contribute to our mission of fostering intellectual growth and igniting innovative thinking among our participants. I once again say that thank you for accepting this invitation to speak to Talks. We are so much confident that your talk will resonate to our audience and leave a lasting impression on their mind. Thank you very much. You are most welcome, Mr. Edison.
Thank you so much, Mr. Francis, for having me. It's my pleasure. And I've been waiting for so long to have this wonderful discussion with you here on Talk. And I'm very sure it will be a very nice discussion.
Yeah, of course, Mr. Edison. We are so much glad to have you on our platform. You are most welcome. And by the way, I recently got a copy of your book from Amazon, The History of Bwisha Chiefdom. This is the book. I love it. It's a very nice book. It contains a lot of facts about the kingdom, and I must say that thank you for documenting this kingdom. But kindly, could you introduce yourself to the community? I know the audience are eager to know more about you, your achievement, and your multi-talented persona in you. Mr. Edison, please introduce yourself.
A little bit of my introduction. I'm a guy who was born from Democratic Republic of Congo and raised in Uganda. In 2016, I got a chance of coming to the US in the state of Iowa. I live in both civilian and military world, but for today I'll be focusing much on my civilian world. I'm an author of 4 books. One is called The Surviving Struggle of a Refugee. Another one is called The History of Bwisha Chiefdom. Another one is called Unlocking the Secret to Lasting Happiness. The 4th one is coming up soon, but I'm not going to talk much about it. But for today, I'll be focusing much on this book, which is called The History of Bwisha Chiefdom, because I believe before I became who I am right now, I was a Munyabwisha as an African.
So, Mr. Edison, what really inspired you to research and even write about the history of Bwisha Chiefdom in DRC Congo?
Number one, most of the history about Bwisha Chiefdom has not been written and documented down in the historical books because it is being overlooked in the historical narratives. And this was one of the greatest factors that forced me to do something. Secondly, most of my people lost their identity. They cannot explain clearly who they are, their background, and their origin. And also the people outside of Bwisha confuses the Banyabwisha to be Rwandans. And through all this experience, I thought it's better for me to write a book which is called The History of Bwisha Chiefdom for my great people.
Yeah, of course, experience must go to the people. And from the experience, you come up with a book. And now the book is educating the community. How do you believe young generation can benefit from learning from the facts presented in the book of Bwisha Chiefdom?
Let me tell you, Mr. Francis, in my career, I have got a chance of meeting a lot of different people from different parts of the world. But whenever I met a new person, most especially the Africans, and I tried to introduce myself as a Munyabwisha from North Kivu, a lot of people didn't accept it. Instead, they said the Banyabwisha don't exist. Some people also started calling me who I was not because of the language I speak, which is similar to our neighboring country of Rwanda. So how do you feel when somebody start giving you names which you are not, and unfortunately you cannot even manage to defend yourself because you don't know your history, you don't know your origin? So through reading this book as young people, it clearly show you when the Bwisha reached in North Kivu, which year, how this great chiefdom came into existence, how your grandparents reached in DRC Congo, North Kivu, your culture, the religions, marriage and household, discipline. I came to realize that most of the people here in America, most especially the young people, they no longer have disciplines. They don't want to respect their parents. But through reading this book, it clearly shows you how young people used to respect their parents, respecting the community members, respecting the authority, how kids used to be disciplined in the community. All these are still needed regardless of the country you might be living right now. No?
So, in your opinion, why is it so crucial for the young generation to understand their historical roots, particularly in the context of Bwisha Chiefdom?
Let me tell you something, Mr. Francis. Before you are given the name Francis, there is somebody who brought you into existence. So it's very hard for me to recognize you and recognize who you are before recognizing somebody who brought you into existence. As young people, I believe it's better for us to first understand our history. Regardless of where you might be living right now, regardless of the country, it will be much more important if you first understand your history. Secondly, as young people, history gives us a clear and a solid foundation for the future. So before we do anything else, as young people, we need to come back and first learn and understand about our origin, about our culture, about all our originality. That will be great for with the young people.
Yeah, of course, it is always so much necessary. Even me myself, I've been trying to make research to know about my history, and the research I got has helped me much to do what I'm doing and to have the vision I have. And it is something good. People should know their roots. So the other thing is that, of course, I know it has not been easy. What challenges did you face during the research process, and how did you overcome them to bring up this untold history to the light?
My friend, writing about the history of Bwisha Chiefdom, you experience a lot of challenges. One of the greatest challenge that I faced was to get access to the information that I wanted, because this subject has not been documented. Another challenge was the conflict that is currently happening in North Kivu. This brought me a lot of challenges because it was hard for me to get connected to the people on ground whom I knew that they're having enough information about the history of Bwisha Chiefdom, but I kept on waiting and trying multiple times until I got the information that I wanted. Another challenge that I encountered is that I started asking myself if I was the right person to write on this topic. It made me to start thinking people around me in my community, the people whom I believe that they have enough information, the people whom I think that they have the capability of writing this topic. But unfortunately, none of these people were even thinking about writing the history of Bwisha Chiefdom. After that, I thought it's better for me to take an initiative of writing about our history, no matter how.
So, Mr. Edison, what do you think, and what do you hope people who are reading this book will take away from? Of course, you are trying to unveil the history of Congo in terms of its significance. Do you think people will get to understand about their identity, their culture, their education, the historical background in terms of economics and the politics? Do you think the facts in this book will be presented or will be told to the community, especially those who are already reading the book?
I believe all the people from Bwisha should be proud of this great work and the great step being taken. Secondly, I believe this is a great book because, let me tell you, right now, if you go in Kinshasa and you say that you are from North Kivu, you are a Munyabwisha, some people in Kinshasa might not accept you as the Congolese, right? And at the same time, if you go in Rwanda, the people in Rwanda also won't accept you as a Rwandan. So through reading this book, it gives you a clear understanding of who you are, your origin, the origin of your grandparents, which is going to be making it easier for you to defend your identity. Through reading this book, it explains clearly when the first Banyabwisha reached in North Kivu, which is about 1000 AD, which is 1000 years after the death of Jesus Christ. So that's why I believe if we, the Banyabwisha, take an initiative of reading this book, it will broaden our mind in the understanding of our culture, our identity, and how our chiefdom was organized.
Wow, that's great. So, could you elaborate the purpose behind writing this book? What message or what impact do you intend to convey to the readers? Is there some other things that you can tell the readers right away? Like, what is behind you writing a great book like this?
One of the greatest messages that I wanted to convey to the people who will be reading this book is to love themselves and also love their country. The Bible also says that love your neighbor as you love yourself, which means the first step is to love yourself. And you cannot love other people without you loving yourself and who you are. And for us to reach this, we must go back and read and also understand our history.
So now that people already have copies and the other people are buying copies day and night, so how do you envision the knowledge and insight gained from your book influencing the younger generation perspective of history and their role in shaping the future? Do you intend to write more copies related to this? How do you envision the knowledge obtained from this book and the rest of the books you are writing, Mr. Edison?
The way I used to think before writing this book and when I was writing this book by now is totally different because I have so far got enough feedback from different people, from different age group, and people have given me enough information and idea about our chiefdom. Like I met this old guy from one wedding and I gave him my book. When I gave him this book, he was like, I know you when you came from DRC, you were a little child. How did you get all this information? I was like, no, just grab this book, go read it. After reading, you're gonna tell me what you got from the book. After 5 days, this old guy who is almost in 50 years, but he can read English, he called me, was like, you know, my son, I've read a lot of information from this book and I've got even a lot of things that I was not expecting, things which I was even not knowing, I myself at my age. So through getting all this feedback, it has continued motivating me, and I think it will make me to carry out more research and even writing more about our chiefdom.
Yeah, by the way, on TechTalks.com, we have many people from different communities, not only DRC Congo. You wrote about DRC Congo. We have other communities, those who are neighboring Congo, and even those who are out of Africa. So, what recommendation or advice would you give to young people who are also eager to explore and learn more about their history, their heritage, beyond the context of just reading the books, or even those people from Congo, the young generation from Congo, beyond reading a book like this one? What other advice can you give them so that in case they want to explore more about their historical background?
Number one, grab this book and go read it, because I'm very sure if you read this book, you will get a lot of information about Bwisha Chiefdom. Secondly, to the young people, go to school. I have came to realize that most of the young people, they don't want to go to school anymore. And those people who tries, they think that high school is the end. And let me tell you something, it will be hard for you to carry out research without going to school. And I have never seen a community that prosper, that can succeed, when the young generation are not taking the advantage of education. Thirdly, there is the need of young people and elderly to come together, support each other, because let me tell you, you got your own talent, I have my own talent, somebody else has gotten his or her talent. So when we come together, then we share the strength. We shall do things that will look extraordinary and things that are beyond our understanding. And lastly, the young people and elder people should also come together, whereby the elder people can be teaching the young ones about their history, trying to teach them about the culture. And through all this discussion, I'm very sure the community will be more stronger and stronger than ever before.
Yeah, you said in the beginning that you have ever used TechTalks.com, a platform that supports education and the business through technology. And how do you believe young people can benefit from such a platform like TechTalks? Do you recommend them to use TechTalks, and how do you think they can benefit from TechTalks.com?
Of course, Talk is one of my favorite platforms. I have enjoyed watching multiple videos, both on Facebook and also YouTube. I wish if all the young people could grab the advantage of using Talk as one of their favorite platforms. Talk teaches a lot of computer skills, a lot of technology skills, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and all these topics being covered are very important and essential in our daily life, both in the daily life and also professional life. But unfortunately, some of the young people, they don't want to watch them. And yet, some of these topics, you could learn them at the university or somewhere else when you're paying for them, but they are coming for free. Grab them and use this great advantage coming for you.
So, Mr. Edison, you've seen a lot. You've seen where the world is going, and you have used technology. We are moving in a digital world whereby everything is moving digital. And even in your research and writing your book, I know you've used technology much. Even me myself, while I was ordering this book from Amazon, I had to use technology. So you said you've used TechTalks. Based on your experience, what recommendation do you offer to young people who want to actively engage in resources like TechTalks.com to expand their knowledge and understanding the facts about the world?
What I can tell them, when they see platforms like Talk, go subscribe and watch all those videos. That is how we can grow. That is how we can explore and learn a lot of information. By now we are living in the world of technology. Technology is taking over, and using Table Talk, that is where you meet a lot of professionals in different fields and from different countries. So don't lose this chance. Go and watch multiple videos on Table Talk, and I'm very sure you will enjoy it. I personally have enjoyed using the platform of Table Talk.
Once again, Mr. Edison, I must say thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Your contribution to Table Talks platform has been so much important. We were so much honored to have an opportunity to host you as a speaker. Your presence has elevated our platform and enriched the experience of our community members. We hope that, of course, our path will cross again in the future as we continue to seek other individuals like yourself who can inspire, educate, and enlighten us. Until then, please accept our heartfelt appreciation for that remarkable contribution to Table Talks, and we wish you well, especially as you continue to document the facts about communities around us. Thank you very much. Let's see you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Francis. It was a pleasure to be with you today, and anytime if you need me again, I'll be happy to come and share with you my knowledge here on Table Talk. Thank you so much.
To share with us. Thank you very much.